if I should digress a bit, the late Bacchus Matthews, sometime before his death, and this was right around the time when I was much talk in the air about memorializing the affecting officials, government officials who were executed, and an apology from the Liberian government for the execution of those 13 individuals. And in response, more or less, the late Bacchus Matthews had declared that he would have sought, would have come to the TRC and would have sought to make a case for reparations for those who were killed by the security forces in 1979. Would you have supported such a call? Do you think it was it a befitting call, more or less?
But Matthews, I always say Bacchus was a tactician. He realized what he was doing. And this whole idea of reparation, I think he was trying to say, okay, here we are, at this point in history where we are now recognizing the 13. And when you recognize the 13, you are blaming me for my agitation. Let's go back to 1979. What about those who died? And let me say, I will say what the actress and singer and activist Mara Makeba said one time. She had a beautiful song praising Sekou Touré, and she was condemned by some people that Sekou Touré was a tyrant. And Makeba said, in life as in history, we have the right to select our own heroes. We must select our own heroes. For those who feel that the 13 officials were the heroes, don't begrudge them. It's good for them. But we have our own heroes. We have our heroes. Our brothers who were killed in 1979 during the rights demonstration. T.R. Bracewell, who died in Belayala. Jua Nimle, and so many others. Koli Tamba, Raymond Horace, all these people, these are our heroes. If anybody feels that they have a right to erect monument and to build law courts or so and name it after a man they consider a hero, then we say to these people, this hero of yours presided over the exoneration of men who killed a guy called Berry because he took a kidney from the shop and put in his mouth. Now, if you want to call that man your hero, we have our heroes too. We have our heroes. At the moment they are not recognized, but the time will come when the history of this country is written, they are going to be recognized. So let us don't say we want reparation for anybody. I come back to this idea of asking for blood money. These are historical realities. People were killed because these people felt threatened. They had no regards in the slaughter of these people. But we will never endorse their interpretation of who the true heroes of this country are. That's their perception. They are free to hold that perception. Let them choose the heroes. We will choose our heroes. As simple as that. Why quarrel? Why quarrel with anybody? Somebody mentioned here the case of Matilda Newport. I say to people, but when they have vacation, holidays, Matilda Newport, I don't observe holidays. Somebody said Topman birthday. I think it's buried somewhere there. They say Topman birthday, I go to work. I don't recognize him as a hero. But you can recognize him. That's up to you. If you feel he was a great president of Liberia, I never thought he was a great president of Liberia. So please, allow the people to honor their heroes. We must honor our heroes. And that is why, with all our political differences as militants, When Brother Marcus Matthews died, we walked behind his casket from APD headquarters to Attorney Stadium. We attended his funeral, a befitting funeral for a man that the people recognize as the hero. We were not going to listen to those who will condemn because they have a different interpretation of history. Their interpretation of history is contrary to our interpretation of history. So the question of hero must not be something that we fight over. Like they say, one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. Another man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. I know my heroes. I follow my heroes. I honor them. Others, why they're celebrating the birthday of the heroes, I don't go. I don't honor them. And what is so interesting, nobody has asked me the question of why I will not go to a law school which has been dedicated for such and such a person. Nobody dare ask me that question. I'm nobody's servant. I'm a public servant. Nobody will say to me, why didn't you leave your house and go and put a flower on Topman's grave? Nobody dare ask me that. And as long as you respect me and you respect my perception of who my heroes are, you can go ahead with your masquerade. It's up to you. And so we live and we all decide to work together for Liberia. The question of heroes, a question is just like food or the wives we choose. It's a matter of individual taste. The food you eat, the food I eat, our taste. The women we married, our taste. As simple as that. And that's how the whole question of hero is. And what we must never allow, we must never allow those who were part and parcel of that which we resisted to make us feel guilty. We can never be considered victims.